So you're thinking about moving to Vancouver, but you probably have no idea what parts of the city you should be looking at. If that sounds like you, stick with me, because today I'm giving you my picks for the top 5 neighborhoods in Vancouver, Washington. And I'm getting into it right now. Hey everybody, welcome back and thanks for checking out today's video. I'm Rick Anderson with eXp Realty here in Southwest Washington. And before we get started, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap that notification bell so you know the next time I drop a new video. And as always, if you're thinking about moving here to Vancouver or anywhere in the Southwest Washington area, go ahead, reach out, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I love hearing from you guys. And I'd love to help you with making the move here to Southwest Washington. All right, we're going to get started out here with number 5. And we've got the Mount Vista neighborhood. So Mount Vista, it's a little bit older of a neighborhood. You're going to see homes ranging from about the 1970s on up to there's, new high-end luxury construction in the area. A lot of what you're going to see in the Mount Vista neighborhood is nice streets, clean houses, places that don't have a bunch of junk and crap in the yard. What you're going to see price-wise is you're going to see homes starting out in about the $400,000 range, going all the way up above $1 million. Depending on what you're looking for, it's a really nice area. It sits on the border of 2 different school districts. So you've got the Ridgefield School District and the Vancouver School District. I believe if you were on the Vancouver School District side, so if you had some high schoolers, they'd be looking at going to Skyview High School, which Skyview, it's a great school. In 2021, I believe it was one of only 11 schools in the state that earned a College Success Award. When it comes to schools, you've also got WSU Vancouver is right there in the Mount Vista neighborhood. So if you've got some kids that are about to head off to college, but you want to keep them close by, you got WSU Vancouver right there. So, maybe if you're coming to the area and, you're a healthcare professional, a doctor, a nurse, whatever, we've got Legacy Salmon Creek Hospital right there by the Mount Vista neighborhood. There's also several other clinics, Vancouver Clinic, which they have a clinic right there, plus they're also in the process of building a new surgery center and urgent care clinic right next to them. Plus we've also got Kaiser Salmon Creek. There's a ton in the area, so if you're a healthcare professional looking at relocating to the area, it's a great spot to choose. When it comes to convenience of the area, Mount Vista is right next to Salmon Creek. It's right where I-5 and 205 meet. We've got shopping with, grocery stores, Fred Meyer Safeway, stuff like that. You can hop on 205 and be at the Vancouver Mall in minutes. You can hop on I-5, be shopping at, Target, Kohl's, stuff like that. There's more restaurants in the area than I can count. Some of my favorites, my wife's favorites right in the area. Stuff to do. There's a ton of neighborhood parks, and again, like I said, you got WSU Vancouver right there. There's hiking and walking trails all throughout that campus. You've got gyms in the area, golf driving range, stuff like that. So there's plenty of stuff to do that's going to keep you busy if you're living in the area. So because of how close to I-5 and 205, whether you're working in Portland, either on the west side or the east side, it's a great central location for you to find a new home. We're going to move on to my number 4 pick, and we've got the South Cliff neighborhood. So that's going to take us down kind of into downtown Vancouver, but just a little bit to the east up on Mill Plain. One of the things I like about this neighborhood, so this is a much older neighborhood. You're going to see a lot of homes from like the 50s, 60s, mixed in with some new construction homes. So South Cliff neighborhood, it's kind of this little gem tucked away in an area that's less than stellar. You've got homes that are ranging from, $500,000 upwards of a couple million. For some of the new construction builds that we've seen up there. What I love is when you're driving through this neighborhood, it's total pride of ownership. The streets are well kept. The houses are well kept. It kind of gives you that old time Vancouver feeling of, what it must have been like, to live up in that area, like in the 50s, 60s, 70s. The schools aren't necessarily as great as like the Mount Vista area. According to, I want to say it was niche.com, the schools in the area only get about a C+ grade. So if you have kids, there are some better areas with better schools, but it is definitely convenient when it comes to you're in between I-5 and 205. You're close to downtown Vancouver. You've got Peace Health Southwest Washington Hospital, just a couple miles down the road. You're only a few miles away from the Vancouver Mall. So, whether you want to go shopping, go to the movies, it's not that far away. But there's tons of restaurants, movie theaters. You've got Fort Vancouver, Officers Row, you've got Pearson Airfield, you've got Clark College, the Marshall Center, which has an indoor swimming pool for kids. So there's a ton of stuff to do in that area. Plus, it's convenient to Portland. You're probably about 10 minutes away from PDX for traveling. And, again, you're a few minutes away from the I-5 bridge, a few minutes away from 205. So whether you're working on the east side or west side over in Portland, it's definitely going to be another convenient spot for you. Moving on to my number 3 pick. And so this one's it's a combination of 2 different neighborhoods. And we've got the Fishers Creek neighborhood and Village at Fishers Landing. So it's going to be over on the east side of Vancouver, in between 164th and 192nd and Highway 14. So these neighborhoods, mostly what you're going to see is homes from about the 90s and newer. Right now, homes in that area, they're starting right around the $500,000 mark. There is one listing, I think, or there was one listing here the other day for right around 430. Mostly what you're going to find is nicer homes, newer homes, great schools in the area. You've got Fishers Landing Elementary, which is right in the middle of the 2 neighborhoods. The schools are ranked really high. You're close to Highway 14 and 205. Plus, there's a ton of shopping along 164th and 192nd Avenues. Got Walmart, Costco, Target, Kohl's, Bed Bath & Beyond. There's a ton of places, and it's also within probably about a 10-minute drive to the Cascade Station area over by the Portland International Airport. Over there, they've got IKEA, Target, Best Buy, plus tons of other stores. It is a very convenient location as far as being close to Portland, still being on the Washington side of the river, being close to shopping, restaurants. So there's a ton of stuff to do out there. And you've got parks, movie theaters. You're near Lacamas Lake, which is just a few minutes away over in Camas. One of my kids' favorites, you've got the Humane Society up on 192nd. They love going in there and trying to guilt Dad into bringing home every single animal that we can. You got one of my favorite things to do. You've got Safe Fire Indoor Shooting Range over there in that area. Stop in, check them out if you're a gun person. Even if you're not, stop in, take a class. Maybe you'll become one. All right, so now we're going to take a look at my number 2 pick, and that's going to be the Salmon Creek neighborhood. So Salmon Creek, it's pretty close to the Mount Vista area. Mount Vista is going to be on the east side of I-5, where Salmon Creek is going to be on the west side of I-5. Salmon Creek is going to take you a little bit further away from the freeway, but it's still convenient to everything else. Shopping, dining, restaurants, stuff like that. Gyms, places for the kids to play, parks, things like that. It's also going to put you closer to the more rural side of things. You've got Whipple Creek Park for hiking, biking, horseback riding. You've got the Salmon Creek Greenway Trail, which is like a 5 or 6 mile long trail down along Salmon Creek. That's a really nice spot to check out. So for the Salmon Creek neighborhood in December of 21, we saw an average sales price in that area of about $673,000. So you can kind of see here, what you're gonna find in that area, in that price point. You definitely can find nice homes in the area for less than that. But Salmon Creek is close to really good schools. It's in the Vancouver School District, right along there with Skyview High School. Like I said before, that was one of only 11 that earned the College Success Award out of schools in Washington State in 2021. It's also really convenient if you're working in Portland, if you go to Portland a lot, or even if you just want to hop over to Portland to do your shopping and take advantage of, that no sales tax over there in Oregon. You're looking about 5 minutes to cross the bridge on a good day, as long as there's no traffic. So it's becoming one of the more popular areas. It is an area where we're starting to see less and less inventory, but it's definitely a neighborhood that if you're thinking about moving to Vancouver, that I would highly recommend you check out. And we're going to move on to my number one pick, and it's right next door to Salmon Creek, and we've got the Felida neighborhood. So one of the cool things about Felida is it's this neighborhood that's kind of tucked back off the freeway, away from a lot of the noise, the busyness. You've got a good solid mix of older construction homes that are going to be more reasonably priced, right along with brand new construction, luxury, high end. We just had in 2021, we had the Northwest Natural Parade of Homes was out in Felida. And for those of you that don't know what that is, essentially it's a big luxury home show where they build all these, nice brand new luxury homes, and then you go through and you can tour the neighborhoods before the homes are all sold, and it's really cool. I would check it out, if you're ever in the area when they've got that going on. In December, what we saw was an average home price in Felida was right around $614,000. Now, what I can tell you from my experience, so in September, I listed a home in Felida, and basically it was sold in 3 or 4 days for like $30,000 plus above what we were asking for. Within like an hour of putting the listing on the MLS, I was, my phone was going nonstop. It was crazy. That's how popular of an area that it is. And also in the area, there's not a ton of inventory. So when stuff does come up, as long as it's priced, reasonably for what the market is, it's going to go like that. With Felida, what's really cool, it's this neighborhood that's kind of tucked away from everything, and where most people would think, it's just going to be a subdivision. There's neighborhood bistros, like you've got Farrar's Bistro, you've got Mount Tabor Brew Pub, Mahoney's Pub. There's a bunch of other places. There's little boutique shops, stuff like that. And it's only a few minutes away from I-5 and all the other, like grocery shopping. You can be on the freeway in, like I said, probably 5 to 10 minutes if you're going into Portland. Maybe if you work in downtown Vancouver, you can shoot in, down Lakeshore Ave and down Fruit Valley Road and come into downtown Vancouver the back way. So if you're moving here to the area and you're looking for that nice, quiet, suburban feel, you're not going to go wrong looking at homes out in the Felida area. It's one of the reasons why it's so popular and why homes, when they come on the market, they're off the market just as quick. Hey guys, if today's video helped you out at all, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap that notification bell so you know the next time I drop a new video. As always, if you're thinking about moving here to Vancouver, anywhere in the Southwest Washington area, reach out anytime. I'd love to hear from you. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I got your back when moving here to Southwest Washington. And until next time, catch you later.